What is up, my black and white brothers? Welcome to my channel. I am Alpha Anime, and this is What If Deku Never Went to UA Part 4. And let's get into it now. Where we left off, Kirishima has started folding Deku because he can't use his pressure points against Deku since his hardening stops Deku from pinpointing where the points are because the hardening just stops his fingers right there. Yeah, if I forgot to say it, he uses his fingers to pinch into it like Ty Lee from what's it? Avatar? Yeah, Ty Lee from Avatar. So that's how he does it. So Kirishima and Deku are going all out. So Deku is actually going all out now. And here's an important fact that I forgot to mention in the last episode. When he's about to teleport, that there's a small twinkle where he's going to go. So like it lasts for half a second before he goes there, but then that's gonna be important later. So yeah. So Deku and Kirishima are going all out this time. Deku keeps teleporting around Kirishima and is starting to make fun of him, being like, just laughing in his ear and just teleporting around him in a circle as fast as he can because he's trying to confuse Kirishima so he can be off his game, so he can take him out by like a kick in the head or making him lose his balance and then stepping on his face, stuff like that, like what he did to Bakugo. Yeah. Deku gets most of the hits in, but then Kirishima, Deku gets a lot of hits in, but then his hits don't do much thanks to Kirishima's hardening. But Kirishima doesn't get many hits in, but then when he does get a hit in, oh yeah, Deku's cuffing, what? Coughing up blood. Serious blood. Bro, you can fill up an entire cup. Kirishima gets like 2 hits in and then Deku is almost out. But then Deku needs to get like 20 hits in to take Kirishima out. So that's what's going on right now. So they're evenly matched for now because I want Deku to have some kind of competition. Yeah, sorry if you don't like it. I apologize, but then I feel like it makes sense. Kirishima says, "Hey bro, what you're doing is so not manly. What's wrong with you?" Deku answers, "Oh, you wouldn't get it. It's not like you've been ragdolled before and been beaten up and dis- and have been shunned by society. When you go through that, you can tell me how it feels, and then you'll know why I did this. So don't go talking to me about it not being manly. Well, the only thing manly about you is that haircut. By the way, where's that hairline at? Because I want to make Deku funny in this one, so he roasts people now. Because that's hilarious. Yes. Kirishima finally gets another hit in, hitting Deku square in the jaw, almost knocking him out. Very close. He decides to teleport way above him, he teleports to the clouds and starts diving towards Kirishima in the ground. Then he teleports really close to the ground, carrying over his momentum, punching Kirishima in the face. But then what Deku didn't notice is that Kirishima had put up his hand to catch Deku's leg while his sparkle was going up. So Kirishima caught his leg right after being absolutely demolished in the face and slams Deku to the floor. So that both of them were taken out right there. So it's right at this moment where Dabi and what's like Toga, yeah, what a weird name. Yeah, that's where Dabi and Toga come in because they've been around the whole time. But then, like I said in the last episode, Deku said that he wanted to take on his would-be classmates on alone. So Dabby runs out and because Deku just got knocked out and picks him up because he respects Deku's ability to use his new quirk, since everyone there knows about his how he just learned how to use his quirk. Oh, by the way, someone asked if he looks like Kurogiri with his teleportation quirk. No, no way, not a chance, never. Kurogiri's cool and all, but then imagining Deku as a little Kurogiri makes me want to throw up. No offense. Toga runs right after Dabby and says, "Oh, Deku!" I cannot use that voice. I feel so weird. I can't do the squeaky voice. I'm sorry. I'm gonna kill myself if I do. So Toga runs over and says, "Deku, Deku, are you okay?" Deku is completely out right now, so he does not answer. So Toga is afraid that he's dead because she's a little bit unhinged. So I'm pretty sure she would jump to conclusions immediately. Um, some people think that she's smart. I think that she's smart as well, but then she's a little bit unhinged, as we can see in the anime. So she runs over, starts trying to talk to Deku. He doesn't answer because he's knocked out cold. Dabby says, "Don't worry, he's just knocked out. His pulse is fine." Then they run to Kurogiri and they teleport back to the bar. All for One says, "How did it go?" Is that he, before seeing Deku knocked out, I was like, "What happened?" Some Dabby says some kid with some kind of hardening quirk took him out like it was some scrap metal or something. But Deku did put up a good fight. He knocked him out right after um, he got knocked out. All for One is visibly happy that Deku can use his quirk to almost its fullest potential with the little training that they did, even though it was 2 weeks. Back at UA, the heroes have finally arrived back at the Coliseum. So when they get there, they see that all the kids are knocked out, and then they notice that a few in particular are brutally injured. One being Bakugo because he was used as a mop with while Deku was literally stepping on his face. Todoroki because he was basically thrown out of the ring while two parts of his body wasn't working, and Kirishima who was brutally injured by Deku while in their fight to the death, basically. So yeah, the heroes call Recovery Girl, and then they start doing rounds just um, for her kissing all of the children. That sounds wrong, but that revives them, and none of them have any lasting injuries. Uh, Deku, well, Deku himself was not as lucky because there's no recovery girl for villains, sadly. But what they do have is All for One, and All for One just gave Deku a regen quirk. It's not a very strong one. He can't regenerate limbs, but then he can heal from normal injuries. Like if he gets a cut on his wrist, it'll heal instantly. That's how his heal. It's basically a norm mediocre healing factor. So Deku instantly wakes up and he sees Toga just waiting right next to him, and I think you see where this is going. If you don't, keep listening. When Deku wakes up and sees Toga looking at him, she gives him one of those sadistic smiles that Toga gives to everyone. But then this one is a lot more sinister because it's basically the smile that she gives Deku in the normal anime, and we all know how that looks. Deku sees this and is frightened at first, but then he notices that it's a basically genuine smile and that she's happy to see that he's okay. And All for One, is standing right next to him because he had just given him the regen quirk, and he says, Oh, my son has finally been awoken. By the way, I gave you a small regen quirk. Don't go losing limbs, cause that's not gonna help you. So, so yeah. Dabbit comes in the room saying, "Oh, the Torp's finally awake. Don't go around trying getting yourself destroyed in fights anymore." So, but Deku says, "Hey, that's a little unfair. I knocked the other guy out as well." But it says, "Yeah, but you still got knocked out, so it's a tie. It's not a win. So don't go flashing it around like a belt." Deku frowns at this, but then it's a friendly frown, like the kind of frowns you give to your friend when they just finish destroying you at like Call of Duty or something. Deku says fair enough, and and Kurogiri walks and says, "Oh, the boy is finally awoken. Toga, you did a good job watching him these past few days." Deku's like, wait. Two few days? What do you mean few days? How long have I been? How long have I been out? Everyone looks at each other and like, "Oh, you've been out for like 3 days." It's like, what? I got beaten up that badly. That's why Dabby then nods and says, like I said, don't go getting beat up and then expecting that you get some kind of award for knocking the other guy out as well." Then Deku nods at this point because he just seems defeated, and then he looks down at Toga, realizing that she basically stayed next to him for the last few days without doing anything. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, the reason I'm saying that is because we all know that um, Toga is mentally insane. She's shown it many times. So Deku is basically impressed that his pants are still up. Like I said, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. He then starts smiling back at Toga, saying, "Wow, thanks for watching me while I was asleep," with the air quotes. She says, "No problem, my love." But then she says "my love" in a whisper voice, and then Deku's like, what was the last part? Is like, "Oh, nothing." He says okay, and everyone moves on because they're not gonna question the insane girl. So all of you by now have seen that I'm shipping Deku with Toga, because if Deku is a villain and Toga is a villain and they're in the same place, I believe it's gonna happen. So sad life, I guess. R.I.P. Deku. So now, back at UA, they're taking major backlash that they've been attacked twice in a matter of like a month. So they're taking major backlash, and kids, I mean, parents have started trying to remove students, like Toru, the Invisible Girl. Cut. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. My sister came in, but then sorry if you hear the background noise. Something's going on. It doesn't matter what's going on, but then just to warn you, Toru. So as I was saying, Toru gets taken back home. Gets removed from UA because her parents think that she's too fragile because she doesn't have any. Her quirk doesn't help her with any physical thing. Um, I'm leaving Mineta in because I like Mineta. He's hilarious to me. Screw you if you say otherwise. Oh my god, I'm gonna drop like 80,000 subscribers. But now everyone in school is on edge because of the recent attacks. So everyone is afraid for when the next attack is gonna be. Like if it's gonna be in the classrooms, or if they're gonna go on another field trip. So everyone is very on edge. So the hero training has started to kick up a notch because they're trying to get the kids ready for the next attack because they know it's inevitable. And the dorms come in earlier to try and help keep the children more secure so they don't go attack them at home. All the parents agree, even though most of them didn't like the idea, but they still agree for that because their children wanted to do it. So, yeah. So now, so back at the villains, Deku and Toga are having some drinks because they're already villains. So they really don't care what they drink at this point because one of them, Toga, is basically a vampire because she basically drinks blood. So it's part of her quirks. So I'll call her a vampire any day. So yeah, they're getting a little bit tipsy, and then Deku heads to his room to go to sleep, and then while he's about to drift off, Toga enters the room, and what happens next is that's where I'm gonna leave the video off, guys. Cliffhanger. Y'all already know, y'all already picking up what I'm putting down. I'm sorry if you heard that, but that's where I'm going to leave the video off, guys. Be ready, because tomorrow I'm posting the next What If, and then the What If after that is probably going to be where it ends, and then Anime Outlet is going to come and do his What If. He didn't tell me what it is, so stay tuned, stay ready, and stay me goodbye. That was awful.